I was thinking, should we have like an intro ever to like, I don't know. I watch a lot of podcasts and they're like, welcome back to da 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 da. And I don't know. We don't do that at all.
What would we do?
Last episode, we totally didn't even say episode 20. I don't think we didn't even say welcome back to the Weekly Weedle.
No,
I think we didn't.
I always say that. How will people know what they're watching?
We say it like 45 minutes in too.
We did that once. Yeah. Well, should I just say it now then? Welcome everyone to episode 21 of the Weekly Weedle. In case you didn't know what you were watching, it's the Weekly Weedle again. This episode, we're going to talk about, well, coincidentally, Shug and I both purchased our most expensive cards this past weekend. Not the most expensive cards we own, but the most money we've ever personally paid for cards. So we're both going to tell our stories about that. How you doing this week?
I'm good, man. Yeah,
I
I'm excited.
I wasn't asking you. I was asking the audience.
No. Let us know in the comments, I guess, how you're doing. The comments have been like popping off lately.
Yeah, thank you, everyone.
Yeah, it's been like reviews have been up, the likes have been up. That one video where was it Braden said how many likes for a first edition stamp tattoo? I think it's like 80 or 89 likes right now.
Oh, it's happening. Yeah,
it's very, very close, and I was surprised it even got that close.
Now we got to have a vote on the placement.
I think it's definitely like an ass tat.
Why?
It just a first edition ass tat stamp sounds. It sounds like it's meant to be.
Okay, that's all right.
Where else would you put it?
If that's what your heart's telling you, man.
It is.
I guess that's
where would you get it if you had to get a first edition stamp?
I don't know. I mean, like, I kind of have like a tattoo leg. Like my right leg has most of my tattoos on it. So, I mean, it kind of goes on there by default.
Okay.
But if you told me I couldn't put it there, then I don't know. I've always like saved my arms for something really good, but now I'm in my 30s and they're still naked. So but I wouldn't just put a first edition stamp on them. Or what if I did one like this? So I had to like put my arms together.
No, don't do that.
I don't know. I feel like I'd probably go on like my ankle or something.
Yeah, that'd be a good spot right on the ankle bone. Do you want to talk about our cards that we most expensive purchases first, or you want to let us know? I know you went to Vend last weekend. Do you want to talk about that at all?
I did, because I had a sore experience, and I would like to express my woes on the podcast publicly, because talking about things makes me feel better. I do want to shout out Moff Dog, though. He's a small YouTuber and a vendor who came up to me at the show and he said, "Hey, I watched the Weekly Weedle," and I was like,
"Oh, nice!
Someone watches the Weekly Weedle?
That's crazy!" Yeah. What are the chances?
So I thought that was neat. What's up, Moff Dog? We also filmed an intro for one of my videos. I thought it'd be fun to have him in there. I just pulled the most rookie mistake, and I didn't put the pop filter on my mic, so I don't know if it's usable. I'm gonna have to dive into some audio. I'm gonna have to learn a little more about audio to see if I can fix it up.
Yeah. So I know, a lot of the comments we were just talking about this before we started recording say that people enjoy our podcast because we talk so much about collecting and not the value, but it's kind of ironic that this week we planned an episode kind of around value, but these are really cards that we like appreciate. We didn't just buy because they're expensive. So this is one of the earliest cards I picked up, one of the biggest purchases for me. And I think maybe I've had this card for 4 or 5 years now. It is the Top Sun Holo Pikachu in a BGS or Beckett 8.5. This is when I was really, big into Top Sun. I still am into Top Sun, but this was probably my first holo I purchased, at least graded. I had a lot of ungraded raw copies. I tried to grade some myself, and the highest grade I could get was like a 6 on one, I think, on one of them. The rest were like 3, 4, 5. I had probably partly didn't know anything I was doing back then when I graded them. The videos that's still on my channel where I just get wrecked. 109 cards to PSA and then like 310s in that whole submission.
109?
Yeah, I sent 109 cards for my first ever submission to PSA.
Holy
I
crap.
I was so confident. I was like, dude, how hard can grading be? And I sent a bunch of cards and I got 310s out of the whole. I think it was like 3 or 4.
That's a huge. Whoa, that's a big submission.
Yeah, it was a. I don't recommend anybody sending 109 cards for their first submission. And if you wanted to see an example of what could happen, go watch the video. I think it's still on my channel. But yeah, this was one of the cards I really, really wanted. Top Sun Pikachu. I love this like vintage artwork. Just little chunky chew there. And I love the cracked eyes. I always talk about this. And then the blue, red, and green background. These cards are so hard to grade. I've looked at this card a lot. The thing I hate the most about Beckett slabs is the sleeve in there, how wavy it makes it all look. So I plan on cracking this out and either sending it to PSA or CGC one day, just so I don't have to deal with that
ARS?
sleeve. I've kind of given up on ARS for Top Sun cards, like hollows,
Oh,
because I've sent about 6. And remember I talked about
right.
how the sizing of these cards, like they weren't cut perfectly. So they don't always fit in the ARS slabs perfectly. And if they're like a little bit off and in the way ARS slabs are designed, it's like a perfectly sized pocket for the card to sit in. So they can't, it's not like the other companies where they have those rails that they can adjust a little bit. So I don't want to keep sending cards and just having them come back. I probably will send them eventually, but I'm going to try sending this probably to CGC or PSA first.
That
I think
reminds
it'll
me.
do well.
I was wondering, would ARS grade the lenticular deoxys?
I don't think so. I got to look at the dimensions, but I've thought about doing that. But I think it's too thick, maybe.
Yeah.
I'll look into it because I actually picked up another one recently within the last week since last episode. And I was thinking about doing that again, but I have to look at the dimensions it has on their website. But anyways, this was, I think around, I want to say like $700 to $800. It's probably like $799 or something. And that was like the biggest purchase at that time. And it still is one of my top 3 most money spent on a card, a single card.
Nice. I love that card, man. I love that vintage Pikachu. He's so cute. I just want to like squeeze him or pop him in my mouth.
Yeah, I actually have 2 of them. I don't know if you knew, but
oh, I don't think I did know that.
Yeah, I got 2 8.5s.
Twins.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll talk about my vending experience, and then you can talk about your next card, and then I'll talk about the card that I bought. How about that?
Sounds good.
All right, so I went vending. It started out okay. I'll say this. I'm a really bad vendor. I'm a bad vendor. The very first thing that happened is some people came up and they were fans of the channel, and I gave a card to them. And so I was in the red immediately. And then after that, a kid came up and I gave him a card. And then some guy came up and he's like, "Hey, would you do this for $10?" And I was like, I paid 20 for it, but sure. So I was just so far in the red in like the first hour. I made 6 sales that day, by the way.
Damn.
Yeah, it was the most awkward vending experience I've had regarding like actual sales. It was the best vending experience I've had regarding connection. I had tons of people who were fans of the channel come and shake my hand. I got to meet a whole bunch of fans. So that was really exciting. And I got to chat with a few of the vendors. The guys beside me were fans. The guy across me was a fan. So that was awesome. It was definitely like the first time vending where I actually felt like I was connecting with the community. So that was a lot of fun. But man, I made a big mistake. I made a big
Briefly
mistake.
saw what you said in the Discord, but I didn't really. I was in the middle of work, so
okay. So I'm gonna do the full. I have like a vlog I do for my channel members. So I'm gonna do like kind of the light version here. I'm not gonna go too deep into the story, but basically, I started using Collector a lot lately. Like within past couple months, I've kind of like defaulted to using collector for card prices. It's really easy, really fast.
It's like the
And
go-to for everybody, right? Most people
yeah,
I see
it's
like.
just so quick. It's
Mhm.
it's eBay, there's some nuances. Yeah, hit some filters and stuff like that. Collector, just pop it open. It's like 3 taps away to get the price of a card, which is really nice. And when I was pricing my cards the night before the show, I had a really busy day and I kind of like ran out of time. And I was just pricing my cards and I noticed that I had for my last show this top loader and it says 2,700 on it. And I was
Okay.
like, what the heck does this go to? And I don't have like a lot of $3,000 cards, but I don't know. I was tired and I was like, whatever, I'll figure it out later. And I threw it off to the side. And then I forgot about it. And at the show, I sold my Gold Star Latias for $950 plus 275
Ooh.
dollar Zekrom SIR. So 1225 is what
Okay.
I sold my Latias for. And then I went over to another table at the show and he had a Latias Gold Star in much worse condition. Mine was like MP plus, LP minus.
Mm.
His was like crease, corner folded up, all this stuff. He wanted $3,000 for it.
What?
Yeah. Now
Is that how much it goes for though?
this guy was notorious for high prices.
Okay.
So I completely discredited that price tag. He's kind of
Yeah.
like, people aren't a big fan. I don't want to be mean or
Yeah,
anything,
he
but
sucks. No, I'm just kidding.
but it's not uncommon that people come over and they're like, what's going on with that guy? His prices are, I think what he
Mm.
does is he prices raw cards at what he thinks a PSA graded version would be, which is a pretty wild business
So
practice in my
that's a
opinion.
weird thing. Yeah.
But yeah, I was over there, I was looking at, he had like a shining Gyarados, Shining Charizard, and he just wanted so much for them. And I noticed on Collector, I was like, oh, these correlate pretty closely with like the Shining Charizard was pretty beat up, and I noticed the price he wanted for that correlated pretty closely with like the PSA 4. And then I started looking at PSA prices, and I was like, oh, I think that's what he's doing here. Anyways, so I discredited that Latias that I saw. And then another vendor came up to me and I told him how much I let my Latias go for. And the look on his face shook me. He was like, you sold that for too cheap. And I know I gave the guy a deal. Like I said, I'm a bad vendor. So I was like, yeah, man, don't worry about it. Like, I don't mind knocking, $100 off on a card like that. And he was like, okay, bro, whatever you say. And then on my drive home, I was just replaying the events from the day and I remembered the price of that Latios, that other vendor's expression, and then I remembered this top loader. And I was like, oh no. I sold my Latios for a third of the price. That was a
Oh
$3,000 card.
God, dude,
It was a $3,000 card I sold for $1,225.
that's like if that was me, my stomach would hurt. It almost does right now.
I almost
Hearing
I
that.
almost had to pull over. I felt sick.
That's yeah. I
And
would. I would be sick.
oh, dude. Oh, it was tough. It was tough. And it's
Damn.
it's not about the money. I've made bigger mistakes. I've made a 5-figure mistake before. um
Oh
no,
wow.
that card meant a lot to me. If you go back on my channel a couple of years ago, I made an entire video on that card specifically. That was from my childhood. It connected my brother and I. I didn't realize until I let it go, but that card was sentimental to me. So that man, I'm mad at myself for that. I think so. The guy I sold it to, he's getting it graded, and I think I'm gonna offer him market value of like whatever it comes back as.
Oh
Because
really?
yeah, maybe I'll feel different in a few months, but like as of right now, I'm willing to like if it comes back like a PSA 5 or 6, I'll drop $4,000 and buy it back. Like that's how desperate I'm feeling.
Yeah, that's hard. That's something. Damn. So you have his contact, or
I do,
you're
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
okay. Did you tell him that already, or
A little bit. I'm not going to ask for the card back or anything like that. I feel like
yeah?
that's unprofessional, and to be honest,
Yeah.
it's immature.
Yeah, I
Um,
agree.
I priced it at that. He bought it fair and square. I'll honor
Yeah.
that price. But so the thing is, he was also using collector.
Okay.
So here's the deal. Collector it's pretty good. I like it. I'm still going to use collector, but its price for that Latios was severely incorrect. When there's not a lot of sales, that's not a lot of data points for a collector's algorithm. Less data points means less reliable information. And that Latios was raw on eBay right now. There's like 3 raw sales.
Hmm.
And TCG Player has like 1 in the past month or something. So it was collector was telling me $1,400, and I was just I don't know. I was just tired and busy. I saw 14. I wrote down 13 on my top loader and I moved on with my life. I didn't really think about it until it was too late. But yeah, he was also using collector and he was negotiating hard. So we were like, trying to negotiate and not realizing what was going on.
I've always
Uh
been weary of those apps like Collector, TCG Player, and it's I think more so because I've seen a lot of the cards I have are like the Top Sun cards. Like you said, don't have a lot of sales data out there. They don't sell that often, especially in high grade. So I have nothing to like reasonably use as a comp all the time. Sometimes there's a sale that'll go, and then you're like, okay, I kind of got an idea of what this might be. Um, I recently actually started using Card Ladder,
mm,
and the way they do it is they go off of last sales of cards, and then they have like a index equation where like it takes the index of that species of Pokemon and has some formula, and they explain it on their website. You can look at it, that adds a multiplier to that card, and it gives you maybe a more accurate representation of what that card might be valued if it hasn't had a sale in a while, just basing it off of other like similar type cards. um but yeah, man, that's rough.
I haven't used Card Ladder, I think because it's paid, isn't it?
It is a paid.
Is it
Yeah,
subscription based?
yeah. So I think I paid the yearly annual fee. I didn't want to. I've been thinking about it for a while, and I've seen a lot of my friends use it, and they seem to like it. So I finally made the jump and dropped the, I don't know, $100 or whatever it was for the year. But I like it. I've actually used it a lot. Like I have a show coming up this week to vend at, and I've been using it to price my cards, and it works really well
Nice.
for what I'm doing. It's I think the camera feature is a lot better, and then just the general search. In my experience using other apps, this one works a lot better. It's not always accurate, but it works good enough for me, I think. So I'll probably keep using it.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I think also like my ego's hurt pretty bad. Like that's such a rookie mistake. I tell everyone like in my videos, I'm like eBay last sold, eBay last sold.
That's yeah, EB last
Use
holds are
2 or
good.
3 different points of contact when you're pricing a card. And I did not take my own advice, and man, did I pay for it. So I
Maybe you
also
should have my name and we could switch.
what's your
Gives
gives
advice you
advice you
can't
can't
follow.
follow. Yeah. Okay, basically. And yeah, then I started thinking about like the other cards I priced, and I also undersold another card by about $150. So
Dang.
I seriously like I was in the red, to put it lightly.
It's I mean, yeah, it just goes to show that nobody is like a professional at collecting or doing all aspects of everything. Like I mean, you're human, I guess. So you're gonna make mistakes sometimes, but uh, you learn from it, you move on, and you grow.
On that note, I learned something that I think most resellers probably know already, but I think inside other card I sold was a freaking mint legendary collection Zapdos, by the way. Like like gem mint. Like this thing
Yeah, I
was,
remember
it
you
was
talking
raw, of
about it.
course, but incredibly mint. Um, so in the case of both these cards, I undersold the Latias and the Zapdos. I think one of the biggest reasons collector's price was wrong is because they were ungraded. So most people are grading these cards. I'm lazy and I'm not really big into grading. So I decided to keep them raw. Graded sales for those, lots of data, plenty of data. Raw sales, very, very low data. So there's actually a, like, I always say, grading cards is for like authentication and resale value, but for a tertiary benefit, some cards need to be graded to properly comp their prices. That's not something I really ever thought of before. Like I said, I think most resellers probably know this already, but I learned that this weekend. I was like, oh, if I had just, sucked it up and graded those two, then I would have had accurate prices. So consider
Yeah,
that.
it's
If
true.
you have a card that everyone else is grading, you might want, like, in the case of the Zapdos, I was like, after fees and everything, I'm gonna make like, unless it got a 10, which I would never actually
Whew.
count on, but I was looking at nines and I was like, I wouldn't, I'd make like $50. And I was like, that's not worth the 6 months to get it graded. But really, I should have graded both of those just so I have the data points to go off of.
Yeah, good point. Good advice. Did you want to share your first pickup? Because I think I shared one,
Um,
or not pickup, but your most expensive, third
no,
most expensive.
you can go ahead. I'm using my vendor story as one of my slots.
Oh, okay. Um, second, this is the second most I've paid for a card. All my cards are top zone cards. Uh, it's a 9.5 CGC Blastoise Cracked Ice Hollow. Um, and yeah, I think I paid 1,200 for this. I was kind of conflicted on this. I looked at it for a while, and it's very off centered. If you can see, um, top in the right side, is that right for you? Or very thick.
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I was kind of unsure about the 9.5. I don't know if it deserves a 9.5. Otherwise, it's flawless. Like the card has no bends in it, no scratches, no like stains on the back. Usually this is like browned or yellowed. These are stickers for anybody that doesn't know, so they're very fragile. Um, it's got this printer hickey, which is you see it on his lip.
It's got a bit of a milk mustache there.
Yeah. It's pretty common for the Blastoise, actually. I think it's more common than not having it on that printer hickey for this Topson Blastoise.
Okay.
But yeah, like I said, I was looking at it for a while, thought about it, and even with it being off center, just because of how difficult these are to grade, I thought it was worth the 1,200 I paid. Um, but yeah, like it a lot.
Looks good with the blue bumper on it.
Yeah, I've hated on graded guards for the longest time, um, and now I'm like buying graded guards. I bought two in the last week.
If there's something about this hobby, it's that people like cases for their cases for their cases.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Part of it is not even the aesthetic or the look of it. It does look nice, but I've gotten so used to how heavy ARS slabs are,
Mm.
and they feel like just like really good quality, and they're like heavy duty and sturdy. And then when I pick up a PSA slab or a CGC slab, it feels so light. So I like the added weight from the graded guard. It makes it feel like more substantial in my hand. Like there's better like hand feel to it when I pick it up. Is I know it's maybe a weird thing to say, but
I'm so back and forth. Like I'll pick up an ARS slab and I'm like, ooh, I like this. And I'll pick up a PSA slab and I'm like, I love how like thin and light this is. I don't know.
that's why you need Gemex, the in between.
Yeah, I suppose. Is that it?
That's my second one. I got one more, but yeah.
Okay, you got one more. Okay, so at so I didn't realize I undersold that Latios so much until my drive home.
Oh man.
So so when there's like a half hour left in the vending day, I decided to walk around and I had all this cash. And so I had about 1,000 from the Latios sale, and then I brought 1,000 cash to spend as well. And here's good. I'll bring up another point, that another thing that I kind of learned for myself is you should bring cash to a card show with the intention to spend it. So setting a budget for yourself, for people who need to set budgets, uh, in case because they might overspend. Um, that's a good idea. Leave your credit card at home, bring a set amount of money. But for people like me who have trouble spending money, the same thing worked. I brought $1,000 cash. I said, okay, I am spending this. Because if I brought my credit card and I told myself I could spend 1,000 if I wanted, I would have never done it. But instead, I had the cash. I designated this to be spent that day. So I walked around and I had like a fat wad of cash to buy something. If I knew I messed up that Latios sale, I would have been way too butthurt to buy anything. But I was in a chipper mood because I thought I just cashed out like a king. And I found this. This is a 2016 Evolutions Charizard. It's the pre-release copy. It's got the Evolution stamp on it.
Oh shit! I didn't even realize it was a pre-release.
Yeah, it is the pre-release, and then it's got a Mitsuhiro Arita signature on the card.
Wait, so is the stamp, the evolution stamp, what makes it a pre-release?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I thought it would have
Yeah.
said like pre-release on the card, like a
No,
stamp that said pre-release.
it's the Evolution stamp. Also, the hollow pattern.
It's like the mirror hollow pattern.
It's a diagonal sheen pattern.
Oh,
So
okay.
the Evolutions obviously has the Starlight hollow. They brought back the Starlight,
Yeah.
but this one doesn't have it. It's instead of sheen,
Oh, wow.
and
That's really cool.
it's not really coming through on camera here, but it has a really wicked hollow bleed too.
Oh, that's sick. That's cool. I
And
didn't know that the evolution stamp made it a pre-release.
yeah, and hollow
Okay.
pattern.
Oh, and the hollow yeah, that's really cool that they made it
Yeah, it's a
different.
special card. Also, this is an older signature by Arita. So nowadays he personalizes it. Like he'll put to Oliver on the card and write a date. And that is to prevent reselling. Because I personally, I wouldn't want to buy a card that says like to Josh on it.
Yeah.
It's kind
Yeah.
of weird. So
It is.
that's why he does that now. So he doesn't do this anymore. This is a harder to get signature. Someone just told me last night that he's not signing cards at all anymore. I don't know if that's true or if that's
Well,
recent.
that would be crazy because he's like, I think the #1 artist to do signings in
Yeah,
Pokemon.
yeah. But anyways, yeah, I was happy to secure like an original Mitsuhiro signature.
Cool.
I
It's an old
did,
PSA slab too.
yeah, it's got like the blue label on it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. I did overpay on this by quite a bit. So the vendor wanted $3,000 for this. For reference, without the signature, this sells for a little over 1,000, like 1,100 ish. So
Okay.
he's asking an additional 2,000 for the signature. And this is impossible to comp because there are no recent sales. So it really came down to how much am I willing to pay for the signature, a signature that I can't get anymore.
Yeah.
So I thought about it for a while. I told him, I was like, hey, and I was just completely honest. Again, I'm a terrible vendor. I just told him, I said,
Mhm.
hey, I have 2,300 cash on me. Would you do that? And he said, I will do that if you let me come and pick a couple cards off your table. So he came over to my table and he took the Zekrom SIR, which I had valued at 275. So you could say I paid 2,600 for this. So that would
Yeah.
mean I spent around 1,500 to secure the signature. If you want to look at it that way, I think that's too much. I definitely overpaid, but I'm also okay or I was okay with it before I knew uh, my screw up that day. But yeah, so that's actually the most I've ever paid in cash for a card. Um,
It's
I think I've talked about this before, but I don't really buy Pokemon cards that often if they're not for my YouTube videos. I'm a very low risk traditional investor. I like real estate and index funds. I'm just sort of now super late to the game, waking up to Pokemon cards as like an alternative asset. But yeah, I thought like, hey, if I am gonna hold on to a card as an asset, I think this is a good one. So I didn't really mind overspending. Plus, I really wanted it.
That's cool. Yeah. I mean, is that your first signature too? Like a signed card?
It is, yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, I've always wanted a signed card, but I've never gone and like actively seeked one out or try to go like take a card to get signed. I think it'd be really cool to take a card to get signed, but yeah, that's cool that you got a signed card now.
My next mission, I think, and this just sort of lined up. I got a contact, and they can get Mewtwo's voice actor's signature. And then I was like, oh, one of the other pre-releases for Evolutions is Mewtwo.
Ooh,
Yeah, I would love to
that's
have
cool.
the signed Mewtwo Evolutions pre-release to sort of go with this. So I'll
Wait,
see if that happens.
when you
That'd be
said that in the Discord, the contact you were talking about wasn't the voice actor, but that person that
the booking
knows
agent for the
yeah, the
voice
booking
actor.
agent. I read it as you were gonna send a card to that guy to have the booking agent sign it. And I thought it was so weird. I was like, I don't know if I misread it or
Dude,
what, but I was
that's
in the middle of
so
work and
funny.
I was like, why is Oliver getting the Mewtwo voice actor's booking agent to sign the card?
That is such a funny freaking flex. I almost want to do it.
Send him
Like,
an extra card and be like, hey, could you sign this as well?
can you imagine getting like it's just telling people like, oh, it's signed by the voice of Mewtwo's booking agent.
They would be like, what?
Dude, that is so fun. I think that's hilarious.
Or no, like start with like, hey, it's this is signed by John Smith, and they'll be like, who's John Smith? And you'd be like, it's the booking agent of the voice actor of Mewtwo. Why do you mean who's John?
That's so funny.
That's hilarious.
That's so funny.
That's a cool card, a cool pickup.
Yeah, thanks.
I like it's such a classic. I mean, it's the base set artwork. So, like you said, if you're gonna use it as like a store of value long term, it's like a safe bet, I would say.
Yeah, yeah, and like I don't want to sell it, but also something I've learned over the years is you can buy something, be very excited about it, and 2 or 3 years later, it kind of fades, and
Hmm.
it's okay to sell something when that excitement fades. So we'll see
Yeah,
what happens.
that's something I was, I guess, kind of leading into my next thing where my next this is the most I paid for. Well, I was gonna share the card that I paid for this week, but I'd rather share it once it gets here, so I'm not just showing a picture of it.
Okay, so the
Um,
true number one you're not revealing
the true
today.
number one is yeah, I'll share it on the next episode. Hopefully, it's here by the next episode. I'll share it. But this is a card in hand, the most I've ever paid for, and until this a couple days ago was the most I've ever paid for a card. And this is you've seen it. It's like the sheets I've showed every episode almost.
Yeah,
The
I'm
Thompson.
definitely editing in the Sheen meme right now.
Yeah.
This is Ultra Lord.
Sheen, this is the 7th week in a row you've shown Ultra Lord in class.
Miss Foul. This one is different. This purple vengeance version with power fist and nuclear knees is in rare, never been seen condition, making it highly collectible.
The CGC 9 Top Sun Cracked Ice Hollow. This was something that when I bought this or when I was looking for this, I was looking for it for a while. I thought in my head this was going to be my all-time grail. If I can get this card, I knew the 10 was way out of my my budget. The 10 at the time was like a $40,000 card, but it's probably way more than that now. There's only like
Is it
in
more,
PSAs,
or has it come down because of the whole top
I
set
would
thing?
I would bet that it's more because there's only PSA 10 pop. There's only like 10 of these in the
Damn.
10. Yeah, they're pretty low. Maybe it's more now, but last time I checked, there was like 10. So they're very low pop. They're lower, way lower pop than a first ed Zard. But I was like, man, if I get a 9 in this card, and not maybe it's not a PSA 9, but a CGC 9, and this is a very clean copy. I almost wanted to like crack it out and get it sent to PSA to get a 9, but I don't know, or send it in for cross grading, but I don't want to take the chance. It is like a little bit off center, but not as bad as the Blastoise. But yeah, like I thought this was going to be like, if I could get this card, this will be it. Like I won't need any other card. This will be the number one piece of my collection. And I still love it. It's like one of my top 3 probably cards I own. But I spent 1,600 on this. I saw it on eBay for listed for 1,800. Something I do regularly with big sellers on eBay is I'll search their name on Instagram. So whatever their username is on eBay, I'll search it on Instagram. And oftentimes you can find that they have an Instagram page, and then you just contact them through there and be like, hey, I saw this card on eBay. If you do try to do it through eBay, it gets flagged. Your account gets flagged by eBay, and then you get, I don't know what happens. You get banned for a few days or something. But I always do that first.
For sending what kind of message?
If you sell like to the seller saying like, hey, do you have like an Instagram I can buy this through or something?
Okay, yeah.
Like on the eBay platform, like trying to get around the fees and stuff, then eBay would like has a thing that flags it.
Yeah, you can't like send emails or anything like that.
Yeah, like share contact information, like, hey, what's your Facebook or whatever. But so I go on Instagram if I see a seller that has a card that I like on eBay, and hopefully they use the same username on their Instagram page. And that's how I found this one. I was like, I saw it on eBay for 18. I went on the Instagram, typed the same name in, and then I asked the guys like, hey, would you take 1,600 for it pretty much if we do the deal through Instagram? And he's like, yeah. So yeah, that's the most I've spent on a card until a couple days ago. It's all out of focus. But dude, this is like, I was looking at today again, and I even though it's not my like, I was always chasing cards afterwards. I thought it would, be like the end of my, not end of my collecting, but okay, I like, this is the centerpiece of my collection. It still is one of the biggest cards. And I was like, man, this is such a cool card. And I was just like reappreciating it as I was looking at it. Even now I'm like, oh man, it's so cool. I could look at this for hours almost. I'm like Golem with the ring.
Yeah, that's how I feel about my CD promo trio. Sometimes I just stare at them. I'm dead serious.
In a loincloth and just naked in your room.
In a loincloth.
You gotta get in character.
Yeah, I wear a loincloth at home when I'm a never nude.
You're all crouched up on your desk chair. My precious.
Okay. That's it for me. Honorable mention though. I guess kind of. I don't know. I just wanted to share this. A couple weeks ago, I did pick up a base set black triangle error graded by PSA. Something I've always wanted, but rarely pops up. And so I grabbed it when I saw it. It was valued kind of low because it's graded a 7, but I don't care.
I didn't even realize.
Who gives a crap? Like, it's
How
a
do you
booster
grade a
pack,
pack,
guys.
How do you grade a pack?
Yeah, it's an error booster pack, guys. Relax.
Yeah.
For anyone who doesn't know the story behind this, Wizards, when they switched over to base set unlimited, they like had all these first edition wrappers left over. Instead of throwing them out, they decided to stamp a big black triangle over the first edition stamp to make it unlimited. So there are unlimited cards in this pack. And if you look closely, they didn't even cover the stamp completely. Good job, Wizards. But yeah, just wanted to throw that out there.
That's a cool like piece. Yeah.
Another thing that I bought and I was like, oh, I'll resell this. I've never actually resold something when I bought it to resell. I always, when I hold it, I'm always like, no, this is PC for sure.
It's so hard, dude. I've been buying so many cards for this show coming up this weekend, and I'm trying to buy stuff that I would like because I think others would like it too. And then I'm looking at it, I'm like, man, I'm like pricing stuff. I'm like, I don't want to get rid of this. It's so hard, but I'm trying to do my best because I've done that a lot throughout my collecting when I buy. So like you said, buy stuff to resell maybe, and it just ends up staying with me forever. I'm trying to like make sure I don't do that though.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's okay. Like I said earlier, I bought this and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to keep this. Maybe it's hard to resell when I'm still very excited about it.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe in a year or 2 years when that excitement has faded and my goals have changed and, I'm more excited about different things, then I can resell it. I don't have to force myself to resell it now. That's silly.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, you can hang on to things for a while, get your use out of them, and then let them go. And
Yeah.
sometimes I know like people or like will own a really big trophy card, and they'll own it for a while and then they sell it and they say, yeah, I owned it for a while. That was good enough just to own it for a little bit and say that I had one of these at one time. And I never understood that. But I'm like recently been like thinking of what cards I could do that with. And I was thinking the lenticular deoxys cards. I really like those cards a lot. And I've sold them in the past, but it really hurt when I sold them. And now I'm wondering, should I sell a couple other ones at this show? And I'm thinking that's like one card that I would be maybe okay with, like getting rid of one or two of the copies that I have and just owning it. Even if I got rid of all of them, just saying that I had those at one time and I graded a few of them would be almost good enough. But it took me a while to like understand that. I think from when people would always say it, I'd be like, how? Like, why would you want to get rid of such a cool card?
Mm-hmm. Time for the news.
Yes.
We don't have a ton of news this week. I think they're saving it for Pokemon Presents on Friday. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have
Yeah.
any
We'll probably have a lot of
predictions for
news next week. I don't know. I always forget the Pokemon Presents, like what they reveal. A lot of people were saying last time they did this before the Scarlet and Violet came out, the one that right before at the last maybe 10 seconds or 20 seconds of the Pokemon Presents, they showed like a silhouette of Miraidon and Koraidon or something very vague. So maybe we'll get like a little hint at that. Or I recently, somebody threw this out there and I was like, we've always kind of talked about another evolution, like in not us, but in the hobby, people have talked about another evolution and maybe like a possible another edition being added on. But somebody the other day was like, what if we get like 3 new evolutions or like 2 new evolutions, like back in Gold and Silver when we got Umbreon, Espeon. And I was like, damn, that would be really cool. And I could actually see them instead of just adding one, maybe adding 2 or 3. Maybe they won't, but that would be really cool. If they added 3 new evolutions, the hype would be kind of wild around that.
I think I don't know, I've just kind of gotten the vibe that they're being pretty conservative with this new generation.
Mm.
I feel like they would only reveal 1. But if they revealed 2 or 3, that wouldn't surprise me. I think my predictions are they're probably going to announce 3 weird ass Pokemon games that no one asked for, because they always seem to do that. Some app that I'm not interested in. And then they're probably going to tease some TCG reveal that is going to leave us with more questions than answers.
Yeah. What's that game coming out later this year? Pokemon Champions or something, where you're like, it's just a battling game and it goes cross-platform between mobile and the Switch, and you're just battling. That I'm kind of excited for. So maybe we'll get more info on that because it's supposed to come out like October, I think, this year. November,
yeah, something
maybe?
like that. Something like that.
Probably right before the holiday.
There are so many Pokemon video games, especially when you go into like the mobile space. It's just like, I know there's like games that have been around for 3 years, and I'm just like, every time I see them, I'm seeing them for the first time. You know, it's just like I see it and then it just leaves my brain.
Yeah, I only know of Pokemon Go and Pocket.
What about Pokemon Sleep? You keep your phone
Is that a
on and
game? That's
beside
not a
your head
game.
every night, right?
That's somebody say that they're like, I'm a gamer, I play Pokemon Sleep. I'm like, what? That's not a game.
I played it for a bit. No, it's not. It's a game.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's not like, it's like a level above casual. It's like super casual gaming.
Yeah.
But
ranked top 3 in the world.
But yeah, for it to run, it's like, oh yeah, you just got to leave your phone like unlocked and awake beside your head all night, and it's like,
oh, that's kind of dumb.
I'm over that. Like the first night I was like, okay, I'll do it, yes sir. And then second night I was like, well, I woke up and my phone was at 1%. I thought it was plugged in, but the part, I didn't actually plug it into the wall. So I'm like, this is just dumb. I'm not smart enough for this game.
That's funny. Did you see that first, not the first said Charizard, the no rarity Zard bidding auction in Golden?
Yeah, so it crossed 1 million this week.
Yeah, it's
which
at
means I
a million
have
50.
I can cross off my one, or actually it was 1.5, wasn't it? On my bingo card, I put $1.5 million sale happens in 2026. I can cross that off 16 times.
Yeah,
um,
I think I just put the first Edzard will hit a million and I didn't. This yeah, this doesn't
idiot,
count.
you're
Yeah.
so wrong. This is, yeah, so this crossed $1 million. Recently, a copy of this sold for 671, I think it was. Pokemon
Yeah.
Team FT bought it. So did he just make 400 grand?
This isn't the same copy though, right?
No,
Okay.
no, but it's a PSA 10 no rarity Charizard. I mean, in
Yeah, I
unrealized
guess. Yeah.
gains, has his copy gone up to $1 million
Yeah,
now?
I guess. Well, yeah, a million plus, right? It's still got 10 days left. So, and a lot of times the price that the card goes for is built into that last like day or last few hours of the auction. I think the Pikachu Illustrator was like at 5 million until the last couple hours, and then it went up to what sold for 16.
What do you
So
think
who
about the
knows what this will
signature
go
on
for?
this card?
The signature is garbage. It's on the slab. Yeah, signed on slab. I would never get a card, I think, signed on a slab or a signature on a slab. They always look bad to me. And this one looks like especially bad.
Yeah, I think I would agree. I mean, there's probably some situation where I would do it if I had the chance and all I had on me was a slab and I wasn't prepared to crack it or something. There's some scenario out there where I would get a slab signed. But I would definitely make all the actions to get like a card signed instead. Yeah, it looks bad because of the space between the slab and the card creates a little shadow. And so to me, the signature always looks smudged.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I don't know. It's weird. And then we were talking about this before recording, but the title says Beckett LOA. That means letter of authenticity. So Beckett has authenticated the signature on this PSA slab.
Yeah.
What are we doing? Like, what is this?
What do you think it'll go for? Yeah, I know, right? You're authenticating the everything.
I think I honestly, I don't know. I mean, I'm shocked this hit $1 million. So I guess it's going to go for 16 and a half.
16 and a half. No way. I think the pops are low on them though. I think it's like another like pop 10 card in a PSA 10. It's very low.
You know, I could see it going for like 1.5 or something.
I'm going to say 3 million.
Wow.
Okay. I know that's probably way too much, but I don't know. I'm bullish on Pokemon.
Yeah. Who knows? That's wild.
Yeah. What else we got?
We got new logos revealed for 30th anniversary. Ooh. So we had the Pikachu one revealed, and then we had Magikarp revealed, I think, a few weeks after that. And now we have the full over 1,000.
Yeah, 1,020 or something like. And I think they did. I was looking at, so if anybody's like curious about these logos, I have them actually up right here. You can go to cerebi.net and they are like compiling all the logos here. So you could scroll through and then just like whatever your favorite Pokemon is, you can control F and it'll come up. And they're doing the region variants too. So like Hisuian versions of the Pokemon, Alolan versions of the Pokemon, Galarian. Really cool. My favorite logo is probably like the Electrode and the Voltorb.
Yeah.
How the Pokemon just replaces the Voltorb or Electrode replaces the 0 and the 30. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, they went out, they were creative with these on quite a few of them, which was awesome to see because I mean it feels like something that like they would do something like that and then you're like, oh, they should have just made Voltorb the 0. That would have been better. But they did. They actually did make cool logos, as so many of them are unique to represent that Pokemon. Like Togepi has like a Togepi pattern in the background, and the future and ancients have their own like pattern. It's really cool.
Ooh, yeah, that is really cool. I think like Pokemon won on this one. Like every time some Pokemon does something, usually people are like, man, they should have did this or they should have did that. And I think
Exactly.
this nailed it. Like anybody that they didn't leave anybody's favorite Pokemon out because they're doing it for everybody, even the regional variants. So
What
I
about the
think that's really
shinies?
cool.
We need a whole second set.
Ooh, yeah, we got to complain about something. Pokemon, you suck.
They didn't
I mean,
do the
you
shinies.
could recolor it, right? Photoshop
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's really cool that they did that.
Mm-hmm.
And then some new products. I think this came out maybe a couple weeks ago. This was leaked, but this is like the introduction screen from the original Game Boy games, where you have the Gengar battling the Nidorino.
This hit me deep. I want this. I want
Yeah.
that hat. Yeah.
So I've heard multiple people, even my wife who doesn't collect Pokemon, she played Pokemon as a kid. She's like, I can hear this picture.
Yes.
She could hear the song. And I'm
Yes.
like, dude, that's so cool. Cause I've heard multiple people say like they can hear it.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the color scheme that they did. And it's such another win for the 30th anniversary.
It's crazy
Really
because
cool.
that color palette would look like just absolute buns on anything else. Like
Yeah.
it's kind of gross, but like it evokes such an emotion in me to see that.
Yeah, it's so cool, this product. And it's not even like packs or anything. I think it's just accessories, like a playmat, a deck box, and sleeves, and then the hat, I guess, and a pin. But I think the box is a really cool display piece. That's just the deck box. I don't know what the box it comes in is, but I'm assuming hopefully they make it something like this.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool to throw on the shelf.
Yeah. I don't buy stuff like that, but I think I would probably buy that if I went on Pokemon Center and it was in stock.
Yeah, this shouldn't be too much. I would say, I don't know, maybe 6,000 yens. I don't know, maybe 40, $50, I would guess.
Yeah,
Or maybe
yeah.
more. The hat, I don't know. It shouldn't be too bad, but
I
hopefully.
want the pin.
Really?
Show me that pin real quick.
Where
Yeah,
is it?
hopefully it's not too hard to pick up on like eBay. Yeah. Oh, sorry. What's the next photo there after the pin? What is this? Oh, that's the pin.
That's
Okay,
okay.
I'm
This is the
stupid.
pin. Yeah.
Okay. That's sick. Oh,
Yeah,
I
that's
love
cool.
it. That's cool. That's a good pin.
Yeah. And then another product. This was, so I think the Fire Red, Leaf Green games were announced for the Switch 2. I think they're just maybe the Switch, I don't know as well, but I know the Switch 2. And this is a product for the Japanese version of the game. I think this is only the Japanese version of the game that you can get this. And I don't know what it is, but it looks cool.
Okay, I think I have a hot take on this.
Let us hear it.
I hate it.
Really? What do
People
you hate
are
about
like
it?
people are like freaking out over this. To me, the spherical glass with the etched Pokemon inside is so AliExpress to me. I can't believe Pokemon did this. Like that thing, these have been available for years from like Wish.com, AliExpress, Temu, and stuff like that. So it was really a shock for me to see that this is an official product, that Pokemon would sort of like validate this this sort of like dollar store market.
They probably sold amazingly, and so Pokemon's like, why don't we do that if these people are making money off of our IP?
Yeah, I don't know. I saw that and I associate that with like cheap knockoff stuff. So when I was like, dang,
Yeah.
like if those didn't exist, then I'd also be going crazy over this. But knowing that like these are easy, you can just go buy these for like a few bucks online.
Yeah,
And
I think I'll try to get
obviously
one.
the quality isn't going to be there, and it doesn't come with this beautiful box, et cetera, et cetera. Like this is the best version of that. But yeah.
Looks like it's 20,000 yen for this. Again, this is only for the Japanese games, and it's just a download code that comes with it, I guess. And you could get them for a lot cheaper without this box. I think it's, I don't know, I can't remember the price, around $20 maybe a piece for the downloads by themselves. But
Right. The box is the nicest part.
yeah, I like it, and it looks like it's something's embossed on here, like
Yeah,
a
it's
picture or
got
something.
it has a Venusaur and Charizard embossed on top.
Yeah,
The
that's
box
really
looks
cool.
really nice. Yeah.
Is it like a suede or leather?
It looks like it might be like an Alcantara or
A
suede.
what? What
Al-
is that? What is that word you just said?
Alcantara.
I've never heard. You're just making words up now. What is that? What does that mean?
It's like suede. It's basically the same thing.
Oh, I've never heard
If you
that.
ever sat in a really nice car with people call it the suede headliner and steering wheel, it's Alcantara.
Okay. Yeah, that's really cool. And I don't think, what else do we have? We have something else. Oh, there's a something I saw online. So we've talked about fake slabs in the past. This is just a new thing that I've thought was interesting. A lot of times we say, if you're buying an expensive card, not sure if you can trust the seller, to look at the scans on PSA, look up the cert, match the holo, see if the holo pattern matches what's on PSA's website, because somebody could have switched the cards out. Another thing people do is look at the fonts, because sometimes the fakes don't have correct fonts. Those are really good things to do. But another tool that people have, I don't know if this is like a new thing that people just found out, but if you take you make like imaginary vertical lines along that silver PSA logo in the middle part of the label, you can try to, like, I guess, verify against the scans on PSA's website where the lettering lines up. And you can see that this cert number is the same, but the fonts, like the words, don't match up on these imaginary vertical lines that they drew. So something's off here. Somebody, try to make a label that looks like a PSA label, but they changed something a bit, so you can see that there's something going on sketchy. Just thought it was a good thing for people to know. Another tool in the toolkit.
Yeah, that's a decent method, I'd say.
Yeah. I think that's it for news.
Well, we also did we cover Pokemon purchasing the distributor?
Oh, the biggest news of all. No, we didn't. Go ahead. You want to start that?
Yeah, I actually don't think there's a lot to cover here. There's a lot of speculation, but all we really know is that the Pokemon Company has purchased North America's biggest distributor for Pokemon cards. So, a distributor, for anyone who doesn't know, is basically the middleman between the Pokemon Company and the retailer. I've seen some pretty crazy, like, knee-jerk reactions to this. I saw a post recently where someone, regarding this news, says, "Buy up all the vintage you can." I think that's
Why?
the idea is that modern is going to be overprinted and it's going to crash and fall to zero. So buy vintage. I've heard other people saying that, like, oh, this is going to fix the scalping issue. My personal opinion, I think most likely what's going to happen is nothing is going to change.
I sort of disagree. I think that them owning a distributor gives them more control over how products are, I guess, distributed, because right now there's a lot of people saying that when distributors send cards out to the retail stores or to card shops, mostly is who I hear it from, the first wave of a product or a set that goes out is at that price right below MSRP, and then the store can sell it for whatever. But the second wave, the third wave, any wave after that, and this is just all anecdotal but it's from multiple, like, store owners and people that have distribution. They say that distribution jacks up the price to almost market price. And historically, I don't think that was ever done before. Prices were a lot lower. Sometimes distributors were, just offloading product below what they could, just to get rid of it out of their warehouse. So I think Pokemon owning the distribution and being able to, send out to, I think they're going to send a lot more out to big box retail stores, because those are the people that are generally putting stuff out at market price or MSRP. And so they have more control over it. We probably have less transparency because a lot of I think the info on like how much of a product is printed or when waves are coming comes from people that have contacts with distribution. And so now Pokemon will have that more on lock. So maybe we get less transparency of what's being put out and when it's going to be put out. But I don't know. I think it will solve a little bit of the problem. Maybe not. Maybe the demand is just too great and it's not solving a printing issue. They still have to print more. But I guess the distribution of the product can be maybe improved a little bit better with them doing this. But who knows? An interesting part about this. Go ahead.
I think things are going to happen for sure. I just think that as a consumer, we're probably not going to feel it as much. I think this is a big change for Pokemon Company and the distribution channels and the whole supply chain is going to get cleaned up and it's probably going to be a lot nicer. I just think at the end of the chain where the consumer sits, I don't think we're going to feel that much.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I mean, yeah, I don't know. The interesting part I wanted to bring up and ask you your opinion on this is because on the Excel Brands website, shout out to Henry Daddy because he's the one who did the research on this and shared this in our group chat. But the brand partners of Excel distribution, they have partnerships with Pokemon, Disney Lorcana, Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh, One Piece, and a bunch of other
All
TCG brands.
trading cards in North America, basically.
So competitors of Pokemon, though, do you think that they're going to still have partnerships with these? Or when their contracts run out, do you think they're going to not do distribution for these companies? Some people I've asked have said that they think, no, they're just going to profit off of their competitors and keep those contracts.
Yeah, I think to me this just looks like purely an acquisition. That's why I think we're not going to feel it that much. That's just purely my speculation. I've got nothing to go off of.
Okay.
Completely pulling that out of my butt. I don't know. I think that trading cards are, in general and collectibles and even further than that, like alternative assets are in a big boom right now. I think it's fair to assume that like Lorcana, One Piece are gonna fall in popularity eventually. I think Funko Pops are just gonna go out of business, or maybe that's just
Didn't they?
right.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I think that Pokemon is already most of this. Like looking at all these brands, Pokemon dwarfs all of this already. Are they really gonna cut these guys off for the other 40%? I mean, they might. I think that I don't think that that's gonna happen though. I think likely things are just gonna stay the same.
Yeah.
I don't think Pokemon's incentive for this acquisition is to make this a Pokemon only supply chain. I think they just want more control. I think that's all it is.
Yeah, and they could like when the new print facility goes up in 2028 or something. They said if they always have the option to, I guess, cut those people off and use the distribution for themselves. I don't know how the contracts work. They probably have to fulfill that contract, but outside of that, if they needed the extra distribution like resources, they have it there ready to go.
Yeah, exactly. Like anytime they have the option now.
Yeah, more like you said, more control.
Yeah, and if all these partners were smart, then they would have a plan B, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, they're probably like, oh shit, what do we got to figure something out now?
Yeah. How are we going to distribute our 8 packs of Lorcana cards this quarter? Sorry, I do like Lorcana. I just it's like dunking on it as well.
That's funny.
I've bought Lorcana before. I like it.
I did, and I didn't like it. I think I liked the idea of it originally. There was like a really cool Winnie the Pooh card where he had like he was dressed as like a wizard or a witch. It was like a alternate universe Winnie the Pooh. And I was like, oh damn, they're gonna do like this kind of alternate universe stuff with Disney characters. That'd be really cool. And then they just kind of stopped and they just started printing like scenes and arts that you would expect the character to be in. And it was like, oh, okay.
For me, it's like with Pokemon, I pull a Pokemon that I don't like, and it's like, okay, who cares, right? But like
Yeah.
in Lorcana, it's like, oh, I pulled another Disney princess. Like, I'm not a Disney princess guy, and it's like those are like the top chase cards in some of the sets, and I'm just like, dang, I don't. It's not my cup of tea. At least when I pull like the Goldango SIR, I can still appreciate it. I do not like Goldango. I'm sorry, but I would take that over a Disney princess.
Yeah, for sure. All right, we got a few questions. You want to get into the questions?
Let's do it.
All right. First one I want to start out with. It's not a question, but this is some clarification from LGC_OPC959. He said, replying to the Red Bull versus Earl Grey, I'm not a bot, boys. I simply enjoy your chill vibe, your insights and positivity. I would like to see a Dragonite Celebi tag team card. Wishful thinking. I was saying he was a bot last week, or his name sounded like a bot.
We were just teasing you. We know you're not a bot, probably.
That's something a bot would say, is that he's not a bot. So I don't know. I'm still skeptical.
Checkmate.
No, I appreciate you commenting.
Dragonite Celebi would be dope. That's a good one.
Yeah, that would be sick. All right, first question of the week. Pokemon Japan, I'm guessing that's what that stands for. What is your favorite TCG pack artwork? My top 3 are Clash at the Summit, Wind from the Sea, and Dream League. Always look forward to the podcast each week.
Thank you for watching.
Yeah, appreciate it. I think this is the first time I've seen this name in the comments. I don't know if it's somebody new, but yeah, I appreciate you. We looked through these briefly before we started recording, and I think my favorite, it was very difficult because the Japanese, I think we both agreed, the Japanese pack artworks are really, really good.
Mm-hmm. This was a hard choice.
I had some trouble, narrowing it down, but I think this is one that I've always gone to when I look at Japanese packs. It just stands out so much to me. The Shining Legend pack art, with the Shining Mew on the front, and then you got Mewtwo and Pikachu. There's some like vibrant primary colors on against like a white background. It's really, I don't know, it just pops. It stands out from everything else.
Yeah, that's so good. I really want that on like a shirt or something.
Ooh, that'd be a really sick shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we need to commission somebody to make this now.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be sick, like a tie-dye shirt, and then have them print or like paint the Mew and Mewtwo and Pikachu.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be sick.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
And then yours was?
My choice was Golden Sky, Silver Sea, I believe.
Yeah, Silvery Ocean.
If you're looking at the screen right now, it's the one on the far right with Ho-Oh and Lugia. If I had a whole day to look at pack arts, I might change my mind. But yeah, no, I saw this and I was like, yeah, that's my boy right there. I like that one.
Looking at all these, does it make you want to start a pack art collection?
Yes, but also no.
Wouldn't that be sick? Like have graded pack arts from every set?
I have one pack from every set of Scarlet and Violet. That's something I worked on last year, and I put them all together on a table, and I didn't feel anything.
I would say with the newer pack art set, I'm not really interested, I guess, as much. The most recent one I probably thought was good was like Pokemon Japan said, the Dream League pack, and that's all the way back in Sun and Moon.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, that's really cool.
They've gone, I don't know, they feel pretty like generic, but if you look at like base set, for example, it's pretty generic as well. I think there's definitely like a golden era, like what we were just looking at.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then we have a 779 Jake, always in the comments asking questions. Appreciate you, Jake. Said, similar to Cool Porygon. Oh, I like this. This is a cool question. Similar to Cool Porygon, what's a Pokemon and adjective you'd like to see on a modern card? For example, Sleepy Snorlax. This is super creative.
Yeah, it's a good question. Maybe Hungry Snorlax?
There is a Hungry Snorlax.
Yeah, you're right. It's actually the Snorlax that goes with the Porygon, isn't it?
Yeah, the CD, yeah. It's like Kuishimbo, I think, yeah, Kuishimbo Kabigon.
Okay.
Yeah. I would do
Weekly
Sexy
Weedle.
Jinx.
Sexy Jinx. Okay.
Sexy Jinx card. or like a dapper Psyduck. I know it doesn't really have a good ring to it, but like a dapper Psyduck would be really cool. Him in a top hat. The
Silly
monocle.
Psyduck, Sleepy Psyduck.
No, I want him to be dapper.
Okay.
Ooh, a dapper Drampa.
Oh yeah, there you go.
He looks dapper, kind of. He has like the mustache and.
Dapper Drapple.
Ooh, dapper Drapple. That's cool. What about you?
Man, I don't know. Like this. There's so many. I don't know. I mean, I would like to see. Okay, well, I'm thinking of like hungry. Oh, what's the hippo Pokemon?
I have no idea.
Hip
Hungry hippo.
Hungry hippo. Yeah, I want a hungry hippo.
What is this thing called? Hippopotamus?
I know it's
yeah.
like hippopotamus, but they just removed the chunk.
Yeah, hippopotamus.
Hungry hippopotamus would be pretty good.
That's funny.
Or I don't know. I mean, Pikachu, you could really
Ooh.
put any adjective in front of Pikachu.
Oh, that'd be cool too.
Mhm.
Dude, they should make a hippopotamus, hungry hippopotamus game. Like remake the game, but Pokemon version.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, and literally, like you said, you could put any adjective in front of Pikachu.
I had one and then it left my brain real quick. That's why I'm pausing. That's too bad. Man, maybe I'll put some in the comments. Maybe I'll put a list in the comments.
Ooh, we should do, yeah. Anybody listening at this point, put your answer to this question. I want to see what people come up with. That'd be fun.
Yeah, I like picturing the card when I hear it. Sorry, I don't have a better answer off the top of my head. I'll put something. I'll put something in the comments.
Sounds good. Next question from B Vermin. If you could pick any card to keep from the other person's collection, which one would it be and why? Thanks for entertaining answers to my previous question. Appreciate you, B Vermin. What would I take from you?
Well, I think my first answer would be your Jumbo Entei because I'm missing that from my Jumbo collection. But you recently
It's not
gave
mine
that
anymore.
away. Yeah.
Yeah. You got to go to Merc's house and get it.
Yeah. What would I steal from you? I don't know.
I know what I'd take. I would take your Bandai card as Charizard. I don't have that card.
So I brought that to the show this weekend.
No.
I priced it.
Sell?
I priced it very fairly. Yeah. Not a
didn't sell?
single person asked about it.
What?
Yeah. I saw people look at it and just look away. Like they just don't care. They think it's bootleg or something. I don't know.
You need to write rookie Charizard card on it or something like next to it. So people are like, whoa.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely no attention. What would I take from you? Dang, I know you have something I want. I just can't think of it right now. The Top Sun cards are cool, but like I'm not actively collecting Top Sun, so that would be a weird one to steal.
You're just like, you don't have anything I want. Pass. Next question.
I know there's something I just can't think of it right now. There's something you have that I do really want. Didn't I tell you? I think it was last week. I said, "Oh, I really want that." And
yeah, I can't remember.
And you were like, "Really?" And I said, "But I'm not asking for it." But yes.
Yeah, I remember.
What was that card?
But I don't remember. It is I don't know what promo this is, but it was this one, right?
Yeah. I have one, but it's beat to hell. That's actually the card that made me fall in love with Ho-Oh.
I have 2 copies of this, and I don't know if there was one that was cleaner than the other. I don't know if this is it, but yeah, this is, you were saying this last week. It's an e-reader promo, I think.
Yeah, I like that card a lot. Yeah, that's probably what I would take.
All right, well, we could trade.
Wait, what did you want from me again?
The Bandai card ass Charizard.
Oof.
Just a little off. I mean, since you're giving cards away, it shows.
Yeah, right. I guess I'll give it to you for 1/3 of the price.
All right. Well, I have another card. You might change your answer for this question based on this next question.
Okay.
So Lou Jason Fool said best energy cards and great video. I like this question because it's short and to the point.
Call of
And it's
Legends. Next question.
yeah, Call of Legends energy cards, and I brought some to show for anybody that doesn't know.
Yeah, I think I'd take that one instead.
It's it's super cool. These are really, I like how we both had the same answer. We're both like, we knew immediately which energy card. I'm interested to know if Lou Jason was thinking this too. But there's, I think, one for each energy. I think the dark energy has an Umbreon. The lightning energy has Ampharos. You said you had the grass energy, right?
Celebi, yes.
Oh, it has Celebi. That's sick.
Do you have the
yeah, so
hollow copies there? Those look
no, these aren't. I don't
Okay.
know if did this come in hollow in Japanese? It may
Perhaps.
have.
Yeah, I'm not sure. English ones, there's a non-hollow and a hollow set.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I just recently picked those up for the show because I just was scrolling on my car and saw them, and I think they're like species collectors would like them.
Yeah.
Lugia binder, Ho binder.
Yeah.
Yeah, really cool energy cards. Other than that, if I was like couldn't pick that, if I wasn't able to pick that, I think I would just pick a basic like Cosmos Hollow energy because it's just, it showcases the swirls and everything on there really cool.
I think my second pick would be the original McDonald's hollows energies.
How did those look?
They're e-reader Cosmos.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, and they're not cheap either. They're nice though.
Yeah, I bet.
They are nice.
Second to last question. Blue Hunt asked, what is each of your favorite trainer card / non-species Pokemon cards that you own? Ooh, I didn't think about this question.
Easy answer, my Trade Please promo.
Oh, you have that? That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I picked it up years ago for like a few bucks. I know they're kind of expensive now.
Yeah, you said how much you picked it up for?
Like under $20, I think.
Oh wow, yeah, they're not that cheap anymore.
Yeah.
That's a really good deal.
That was like early 2020 I bought that, I think.
Dude, imagine. There were so many deals looking back, like everything kind of seemed expensive then, but then I don't know, I look back on prices and I'm like, I was in Pokemon at that time. What was I doing not buying this card?
You just hadn't accepted that I was gonna spend money on Pokemon yet.
Yeah. Like I was saying earlier, the first card I ever bought that I thought was like, wow, that was so expensive was a base set Japanese Charizard. I think it was probably around 400, maybe 350. And I was like, man, I remember me and my wife were in bed. I'm like, can I get it? And I was like, she's like, that's a lot. And I'm like, I know it's such, but I was like, I really want it. I've never had it. And now I'm like, that's like a normal price to spend on a card almost now.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack there. Like the community's really like validated the idea of spending more money on Pokemon. Whereas back then, like in 2016, relative to what was going on, I picked up a collection for I think like $50 or something like that. And it had Shining Mewtwo and Shining Magikarp in it. And I looked up the prices and I was like, okay, I made my money back, but not by much, right? Like it's all relative.
Yeah, that's wild to think. You bought a collection for $50.
It's wild now, but back then I was like, I remember, I think I wish I could remember exactly how much I paid, but the guy, I offered him less and he's like, no, I'm pretty firm on like 50 or 60 or whatever it was. And I was like, I don't know. So it's just weird like that. We like grow over time and we get more comfortable with spending more money on Pokemon. Whereas like you said, when you're buying that Charizard, it's like you're warming up to this idea that like, can I spend a few hundred on a Pokemon card? Is this a dumb thing to do?
It's weird how easy it gets. And the more you do it, the easier it gets. It's like, okay, I don't know what it is about like doing it several times. And then maybe it's because depending on what you buy, at least in my experience, the cards I have bought went up in value or stayed the same. a lot of the
Yeah, we're
times.
validated from the past as well. Like
So-
literally everything I've bought has increased in value, except for that buzzwole.
Yeah, which could be dangerous because if it just makes you more. Your risk tolerance is a lot higher, and you could just take on more risk. But then it could, not work out eventually.
Mhm.
But yeah, there was a card I don't really have. I can't find the example, but I think I just picked up the band. What was it? The slot machines. I think that was like, I don't know. I don't have too many trainer non-species Pokemon cards that I could think of off the top of my head, but that's like one of, I guess, a cooler card, the old Japanese slot machine band artwork.
Yeah, I don't have any of the censored cards, but I would like to own all of them. They're all super cool.
Yeah, there are. That's a cool collection to have. Cool question. Last question we have is, I don't know how to say this. Bichernahum. I'm not the name guy. I'm
Sorry.
not the pronunciation guy. How do you? Bichernahum. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry if I'm definitely slaughtered it. I don't know how to say it. Sorry. I have a question about bunnies. I like the question. How many arms does Diggersby have? If it has 4 arms, does that mean it doesn't have bunny ears, so it's not a bunny? Great question. You familiar with Diggersby, how it looks?
Can you pull up an image for me?
Yeah.
Please?
So his ears are arms. He's like 2 fists at the end of his ears.
Okay. And they can actually like open and close?
I think so.
Okay.
I've never seen him in action, but I assume that these are working hands and arms. Some Popeye arms.
Yeah. So does it have biceps?
I think this is how it digs, actually. Is with those arms.
Okay.
I'm gonna say it's still a bunny, though.
I don't know. I mean, it could be a mole if it's.
Yeah.
I mean, its eyes
it's
look
not
closed. I guess. What's going on? Or its pupils are horizontal lines?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I do like bunnies, but this isn't my type.
This is an abomination.
I don't think it's that bad for the newer Pokemon. I think this
Why
is a
are
decent
its
Pokemon.
eyes opened and closed?
That is interesting. I didn't think about that. But this is about the ears, though. The ear arms.
It's got some wicked bone spurs on the ear elbows there.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Can I pass on this?
I think I'm gonna call it a bunny. Yeah, you could pass. I'm gonna say it's a bunny still. I think they're ear arms.
Okay.
Yeah. That's it. That's the last question we got. Appreciate everybody.
I don't like that Pokemon.
I don't know. It doesn't look that bad. It doesn't bug me. There's plenty of worse Pokemon.
Give me a badass SIR artwork. Make it the chase of a set.
Ooh, that'd be sick.
Okay, thanks everyone for listening to episode 21 of the Weekly Weedle. Thank you for all your questions too. We appreciate that. Even that last one there. And we'll see you next week.
Peace.